Hello YouTube land, this is Stevie the Scotsman here. I am replacing a master cylinder and a brake booster on a 99 Chevy, and I just want to give you some tips and tricks. This job can be a bit of a nightmare, so if you don't have a lot of patience, you might not want to try it. It's really good character building stuff. So first of all, the biggest challenge you're going to get is when you go from underneath the truck. This brake booster is held in by these 4 50mm bolts. The one at the top right is almost impossible to access. If you go in forums and things like that, mechanics are like, yeah, you can get in there, you just need to have different types of adapters and all that. Here's my 2 cents for what it's worth, guys. Buy a 50mm socket, okay? Use JB Weld, or in this case I used a MIG welder, and I pretty much built it up to a height of about 2 inches here and stuck, I think this is like a 17mm bolt on here. Yep, I welded it on. So the premise of this is when it's on the truck, you can actually get in at this angle. I actually used a gear wrench. These bolts are not too bad. You just use a flexible 3/8 drive here. You get these from Harbour Freight, they're pretty cheap. So that's getting the bolts undone. That is going to take a long time. It's held in with blue Loctite, and on here you can hardly get in there. It really takes a long time to just work it out. So just be patient. And as I said, if you're not already MIG welding, think about learning to MIG weld so that you can actually fab something like this up really quickly. These little tools and doing these jobs will save the day. Alright guys, so that's taking the booster, disconnecting the bolts inside the truck. You know, for what it's worth, here's my abomination inside. I decided to take the bracket off there, the side, the plastic, the Fisher Price plastic. I just use a bungee here, just to take this out of the way. There's videos on YouTube about getting out the brake switch. I don't have it with me, but the actual brake position switch is held in with a part number from Dorman. I'll post it in the description. You just buy it literally from Advance Auto, and there's a couple of different clips on there that hold it in. A little bit of a pain in the butt, but it will come out. But the big nightmare at this point is getting that bolt out. So with your little tool, you'll be sorted. So this is the approach I took in actually being able to physically pull this booster off the truck. This is it now connected, ready to go in with the cylinder. However, I decided to take out the ABS unit. Don't swear it, you can go in there, just be careful, there's a couple of connectors. I want to point out there's actually a bracket down here for the ABS, and you can get to it. Oh, you can get to it below the wheel well here. You see the tyre and the wheel well. So when I went to put it in, I decided to loosen that bracket, and it'll give yourself some purchase. With the ABS, an approach I took as well, I just loosened the relay cover, the fuse relay unit here, so then you can pull this back, pull back the ABS. In my case I took it out, and you'll then have enough room to get in here. Obviously you can see here I should have Ziploc bags, zip ties. I'm actually considering actually replacing the fuel lines on this truck, so that's why they're not covered at the moment. The one thing I want to point out is that on this system has ABS, even though it's a 99 truck, as I mentioned. I use this Autel Maxi. This will actually allow you to go in there and pump the little pump motors that will activate and deactivate the solenoids for the ABS. You could use a Tech 2 scan tool. My concern was that you're taking a risk, you're going to China, who knows what you're getting. There's a lot of debates out there. There's people like, yeah, they're great, other people like they're a piece of junk. So this Autel thing is pretty good. I'll use that to bleed the ABS. Now the next thing I want to say may appear a little bit controversial. I'm an aircraft mechanic by trade, an aircraft technician, and I'm a big believer in just like doing things pretty methodically. So obviously I bled the brake cylinder, and then what I've done is I put it on this vacuum booster, the replacement vacuum booster. I got this on eBay for 30 bucks. This is my spare fishing truck. I'm not going to spend a crap load of money. And just to confirm, the reason I replaced the vacuum booster, it was leaking from the seal between the cylinder and the booster, so that's why it can damage the diaphragm. So I decided to replace this. 30 bucks on eBay. This is obviously brand new. Now when you're buying master cylinders, I got this from Napa, just be really careful, because a lot of them are junk. So buy what you can afford. The first one I got from Rock Auto, which is normally great, was I forget what they make. It was one of the cheaper ones. It wouldn't. I wasn't even able to gravity bleed it. It was leaking. So just be very careful. On the back here, you can see I've actually got it plugged. So I use these to plug it. And as I said, I bleed it, the master cylinder. I also then put the master cylinder on the brake, on the brake booster, and I then just use the pedal, you know, obviously the mechanism, to make sure that nothing's leaking. Now some people might think this is overkill, but my thought is, when I get this on this truck, I'll connect it up. I'll actually get the truck running, connect it up using vacuum, and I'll make sure that it's bled. Not everybody will do this and will think, Stevie, you're off your head, but you know what? I don't see the point in connecting this up to the whole truck and then finding out you need to bleed the brakes. Where's the problem? Whereas doing this method, you know, everything's good up to here, and then I know the problem is further on down the line. As I said, here you connect up to the ABS. What I will do as well, at the output of the ABS, if you need to, you can buy these. I go to Napa, like 70 cents each. You can plug these on the output, bleed it up to there, just work through it systematically. Don't just assume it's going to work, and then if it doesn't, spend days trying to figure out how to bleed the brakes. So that's my 2 cents, guys. Like I always say, I made this video because I wish there was something out there. At the moment there's not. I hope it's at least helped one person. So if it has, great, life is good. So I'm signing off now, so take care, all the best, cheers.